Alrighty, guys, what is going on, everybody? Happy September to you guys. Hope you guys are having an amazing Friday night here. What's up, guys? Hope everyone's doing good. Like I said, it's been a few days since I've seen you guys last. We obviously had that big problem with Idalia, or however you want to pronounce it. The system is now no longer a threat for the U.S. However, it's coming really close to Bermuda right now. Currently is post-tropical, but it still has tropical storm force winds. Overall, going to be causing some problems for Bermuda. I think they got tropical storm warnings in place out there, actually. But anyways, this thing's going to track its way up to the north here. We have a lot of activity popping off. I mean, look at all these systems that's been kicking off here in the Atlantic. I mean, we went from a state of nothingness to just a bunch of stuff popping off here. But anyways, what's up, everybody? Let's go ahead and see who we got here for today. We have Poland Ball, we have Prepper, we have ourselves Mary, we have Caleb, we have Ryan, we have Cool. Let's see here. We got Logan. What's up, guys? Hope everyone's doing good. Once again, glad to have y'all here for today. So there is another system that we need to watch out for. This guy's been popping up in the models here for a couple of days now. We're going to go ahead and turn off all of that nonsense. There's a guy out here we need to be paying attention to. Overall, 60% chance formation. All the main models we are going to be seeing does support this system here. So we definitely need to be watching out. For the next 2 days, for the next 48 hours, we're not really expecting development of the system. However, like I said, for the next week, this thing will likely become a tropical system here. Let's see. What's up, Harrison? What's up? Let's see here. Leon. What's up? PTCO or PTCGO. Let's see here. TULKO. What's up? Hope we're doing good. Once again, glad to have you guys here for today. There's also a system out in the Eastern Pacific, with a decent shot at being a tropical system as well. We'll look at that one as well later on. But this is the one we need to watch out here for. Now, there's some models, as we're going to find out, that has this thing getting a little bit close to the United States that I do not like. I'm not saying it will hit the United States. I mean, it's still not ruled out, though. It still cannot be a thing that's ruled out. That's the thing we need to be monitoring here, is the potential impacts for maybe the U.S. and maybe some of the Caribbean here. That's got to be looking out here for this here. Let's see here. Prepper saying, did I also see the flash flooding in the west? Been crazy. Sorry, I know this is a tropical update. I did see that there was a severe weather threat out there. Just a little marginal risk for thunderstorms today, but I didn't really see much on the rainfall spectrum. We do got a slight risk for flooding, yeah, out there towards, southeastern, very, very far southern portions here of California. Also western Arizona, southwestern Utah. Now, I see that, I do. Also a little bit of a flooding threat for the southeast. We got a bit of storm activity popping off out here towards Florida right now. You can actually see a bit of activity popping off at the moment. A lot of thunderstorms kicking off here throughout southern portions of Florida. Let's see here. Hello from Antarctica. Mary says, I recommend this channel to my friend. He's in the weather. Oh, thank you, Mary. Greatly appreciate it. So I really appreciate the support, y'all. Thank you so much for being here. But yeah, no, there is a small flooding threat, or I wouldn't say really small. There's a decent flooding threat out west. Yes. Anyways, but we're going to go ahead and hop our way over here to the models, guys, because like I said, we have a system that we need to be monitoring here, and like I said, from the GFS models, not just the GFS, but a lot of these other models we've been watching here, really supports the probability of, overall tropical development. So let's go ahead and hop over here right now. So first up, we got ourselves the American GFS model. Obviously, we have a lot of low-pressure systems out in the Atlantic right now. Like I said, it's pretty crazy. We got a lot of activity popping off right now, across the way. And like I said, whenever it comes to it down in line, we're going to get another tropical wave heading off the coast here. As you can see, it's right there. It's coming right off the west coast of Africa. It's a tropical wave. This thing's expected to, be a big old cluster of thunderstorms, eventually kicking up into some intensity. And this thing has it getting very close to the Lesser Antilles, the northern portion of the islands. I think those are the Windward Islands. So, yeah, it's going to get a little bit close to the Lesser Antilles here, according to the American GFS. High pressure that's in place across the kind of, across the Atlantic. Now, depending on that high pressure, that could steer it either close to U.S. or it could, obviously, if it's weaker, then it could extend it back out to sea. Now, right now, obviously, we cannot go too far in the models because, obviously, the more further you go out in the models, the more inaccurate they become. But this model here overall, I mean, it has this thing extending westward, possibly causing a problem for the Lesser Antilles here. I mean, this is still like, 9 days away from here, but But overall, I mean, like I said, it's definitely something to monitor. So that's the American GFS model that supports that. Then we work our way over to the European models perspective here. Let's see, we're going to go and hop you guys over back to the 12 Zulu run. As you can see, there's that same tropical wave. And even the European model supports this thing becoming a hurricane at some point. Getting a little close there to the Lesser Antilles, in which that is something that we need to watch out for. So not only does the American GFS support this, but also the ECMWF, the European model, supports this one as well, which is, you know, definitely a little interesting. We're gonna need to watch it. We are definitely gonna need to watch the system, because like I said, I mean, it's still several days out. There's still a lot of things that can change. I mean, yes, it could become a fish storm. It could just go right out in the Central Atlantic, but it also could maybe track its way a little bit closer to land than we hope for. You know. I'm just throwing up any possibilities right now. Now, regardless, you know, most of these models have this thing becoming a very strong hurricane. And that's the thing. If this thing does achieve, like, really strong hurricane status, I mean, if it gets its way off, obviously if it goes off the U.S. East Coast, if it does not make a direct landfall, it will still cause problems, like Franklin did regarding, you know, surges and tidal issues. That could be a problem as well. You know, like I said, obviously with the system here, if it decides it wants to, you know, do some things that it really, hopefully, does not happen. But overall, I mean, like I said, it's definitely going to need to be monitored here. So that's the European model's perspective. The CMC model, actually shows more than one tropical wave. There's actually two. There's the one we're watching now, and there's another one that goes right over the Cape Verde Islands, which is really interesting. See, according to that model, but like I said, all the models we've looked at has this thing going really close to the Lesser Antilles. In which, like I said, we're going to need to watch this one pretty closely. But yeah, but that's what's going on out there. Like I said, obviously we just need to be, you know, paying attention to the system. We'll just need to, you know, keep an eye out there for it as, you know, time passes. But, I mean, for the last several models, I mean, it's been showing that same thing. It does not really look like that wind shear is going to be much of an issue either. You know, it does not look like that wind shear is going to be much of an issue, except for the GFS in later territories. As you can see, you know, there's really not much strong winds that's preventing the storm from forming. You know, maybe until we get towards the Caribbean, according to this model, that maybe a bit of wind shear, you know, kicks up. Like I said, once again, it can definitely change, and it will change. It will 100% change, but like I said, you know, from all the models here, I mean, they're doing a pretty daggone good job, like I said, agreeing with the system here. You know, once again, there's the GFS showing that. The ECMWF here for that time as well, has it going right next to the Lesser Antilles. The CMC model shows it as well. So you see a bit of consistency here. Icon model doesn't go out that far, but it still shows that system starting to kick off there. So obviously, like I said, you can see that there is a lot of agreement here. There is a lot of agreement. So overall, like I said, at the current moment being, there is, like I said, that formation chance out there is a medium percentage. Like I said, it's a 60% chance overall formation. Honestly, I am very confident this thing will form. Like I said, it's a matter of, you know, those probabilities increasing from here on out. Because, like I said, it looks like they've been increasing already quite drastically. Like I said, right now, for the next 2 days of development, in the next, you know, 48 hours, there's a 10% chance this thing could become a tropical depression. And obviously, in the next 7 days, there's a 60% chance, as of right now, of this thing becoming a tropical depression. So, like I said, there's obviously a bit of, you know, still, like I said, 40% chance as of right now. This thing will not develop, but like I said, honestly, I think it's more higher than what 60% has right now. It will definitely increase. But like I said, obviously the Lesser Antilles has got to monitor the progression of this. I mean, even also areas towards like Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, because like I said, some of those models there, they do have this thing getting a little bit closer to the Caribbean than I personally like. Most of the models have it going, you know, just directly kind of to the north here. You know, just kind of here to the north of the Lesser Antilles. But like I said, obviously what happens after that fact, this is a big unknown marker. Because like I said, all we know right now is that there will likely be a rapidly intensifying system that tracks its way just to the north of the Lesser Antilles. And like I said, you know, this could either play out one or two ways. Which one way is more impactful than the other. Obviously, if we have, you know, not saying it will, these are hypothetical scenarios, okay? These are hypothetical scenarios. One scenario is that this thing could track its way out to sea. if it does that, it could still have a lot of surge issues. Not really surge, but sorry, not surge, but rip current issues, tidal problems for the U.S. East Coast if it does pull that. Now, if it obviously pulls another way, which I hope it doesn't, that would be to possibly just continue going westward. It's not impossible. It is not an impossible track. But like I said, once again, as we get to this point in time, I mean, because this system's right here, it's not in this area yet. The system is just coming off the west coast of Africa right now. So obviously, it's going to take a while before it works its way into the tropical development zone. It's going to take a bit of time. And like I said, that's why I'm saying over the next 2 days, there's literally a really low probability of this thing forming because it's still pretty much just out here off the west coast of Africa. Then it's going to track its way into this orange bubble, and this orange bubble is where the development is expected to continue further down into the tropical development. So what I basically mean here is that a big cluster of thunderstorms is going to work its way over the circle, and that circle is where we are expecting the development to occur. Obviously, tropical depression or tropical storm at that point. So, like I said, definitely need to keep an eye on it. Where do I think the storm will end up? Like I said, I have a lot of unknowns right now, but I do think, as of now, it will likely pass shyly to the north of the Lesser Antilles. It's like I said, right now it's not a for sure thing. I mean, for another question, if you guys are wondering, could it theoretically go this way? Could it go under the Caribbean Sea or into the Caribbean Sea? Like I said, I mean, right now, I don't think I think that's more one of the unlikely sides, that it will go under the Caribbean Sea, but I think it will mostly remain just north of the Lesser Antilles, because, like I said, the models are doing pretty daggone good at that. I mean, obviously showing us where the main track could end up here. Once again, back over here at the American GFS, has the system scraping right there, just barely to the north of the Lesser Antilles. That would cause some big problems, maybe even tropical storm conditions for some of those island chains out there, depending on its track. Like I said, the European model here as well, we dropped down to one of the longer runs, the last run we have, and you can actually see here that this system, according to this model, it actually remains in pretty much the same spot, if not a little bit more to the north. So, regardless, like I said, what we know here is that we have a big old tropical wave coming off the west coast of Africa right now, and this thing will be continuing to develop here, because like I said, the waters out there are absolutely hot. They are like really, really hot ocean temperatures out there right now. The surface temperatures are pretty much boiling across the Atlantic here. Not literally, but, figuratively speaking, for the most part. I mean, you can see out here. I'm going to go to main screen this here, y'all. I mean, the the waters are so hot, especially in the Gulf, too. And obviously, once it goes its way past the mid-Atlantic here. Oh, I should probably remove that. I had that for the coverage. Let's see. We're going to hide that. There we go. That was for the tropical coverage we had the other day. But yeah, no, this... the waters are pretty warm up into the point you kind of cross just east of Virginia is whenever that starts to kind of drop off here. I mean, like I said, it has to be 26 degrees Celsius or higher to produce, tropical development or to sustain or, develop further. And yeah, you can see pretty much the entire Atlantic, the entire central southern Atlantic is at that threshold. But like I said, there's other characteristics that come into play as well, like, wind shear and obviously, moisture and all of that stuff. There's still a lot of factors that can come in. But as of right now, from these models, it does not seem that that's really going to be a big problem at the beginning of it anyways. At the beginning of the system anyways, it seems like we're not going to really have too much of an issue with the lack of development and stuff. So we'll definitely have to keep an eye on it. But like I said, personally, once again, I do think that obviously the system will shyly just pass to the north of the Lesser Antilles, and after that, I don't know what's going to happen with it. We don't know at the moment. And like I said, I mean, regardless, I think this thing could end up having some form of impacts. Because all the models we looked at, right? All the models we looked at have this thing at least becoming a low-end low-end hurricane. Like I said, I think this has the potential of being another big hurricane. I think it does. Because like I said, obviously the conditions are primed. There's not much wind shear out there to disturb the system in any form of way. There's a lot of warm tropical waters, and there's a lot of moisture that's available with that little tropical wave that's rolling through. There's a lot of moisture involved with it. And like I said, this thing has a lot of room to really kick its way up here in intensity. Like I said, obviously, once again, I think this thing could become a pretty nasty system overall. And like I said, obviously, if this system, does take in the best, one of the good case scenarios, say if the system does go out here and work its way out to sea, that could still bring an issue for the U.S. regardless. Like I said, obviously, once again, like I said, tidal issues, problems with rip currents maybe for the U.S. East Coast. That could be a problem. That could be a problem. Like I said, obviously, if it tracks its way out to sea more, obviously that would be a big issue for like Bermuda too. Bermuda being out there. That could be an issue for Bermuda down in time. Or like I said, in the more impactful scenario, this thing could go its way towards maybe towards the Caribbean, maybe into the Gulf, maybe hitting the U.S. East Coast. It's, like I said, there's a lot of unknowns right now. There's a lot of unknowns, but it needs to be monitored. That's the part of this live stream, is that this system, I need to bring it to you guys' attention because it needs to be monitored here, okay? Like I said, it's still, once again, this system is still off the coast of Africa right now. So obviously it has a long way to go, but the current atmospheric models has this thing trajecting this thing to the west, continuing moving to the west, developing potentially in this area here, then working its way out there north of the Lesser Antilles here. Let's see, can we take a break? I wish we could catch a break. It's been so active lately. We had recently the problems with the hurricane in Florida. That was that's the last live stream we did here, was that coverage of I still don't know the name. Idalia. I think it's Idalia. Sounds better than I don't think it's Idalita. But it's crazy. It's definitely crazy. It seems like all the I names, have you guys noticed that? How it seems like all the I names are the bad ones, like Irma, Idalia, Ida, and Ian. Those ones are just crazy. Just crazy. Let's see here. I know we do need to read. Yeah. Idalia? Says Hannah. I haven't heard that one. Idalia. Is that how you say that? I'm about to say, system's a little hard to pronounce, but hey, but we don't got to worry about it too much longer, because, like I said, I mean, right now, though, this thing is right next to Bermuda. Obviously, like I said, there is tropical storm conditions that's ongoing out there. Yeah, there you go. There comes that, the guy coming up just to the north here. There's that tropical system. So, like I said, according to what's going on, I said right now that system is just off the west coast of Africa. We'll look at the satellite here in a second, look at it. Then obviously this thing's going to be tracking its way into this development region, then kicking up some strength, and then more than likely, according to the latest models, like I said, not just the GFS, I mean like I said, not just the GFS, but like the European model as well, and the Icon and the CMC, or the Icon doesn't go out as far, that's right. The CMC is the one we look at. Let's see here. Troy coming in with the support and love. Thank you so much, Troy, with a $2 super chat. Greatly appreciated. Thank you so much, Troy. That is super sweet of you. I appreciate it, my friend. Let's see here. Idalia says Rain. Okay, now I'm just plain on confused at this point. Like I said, we don't got to worry about it too much longer. There is, like I said, there is actually, I believe, we're going to turn off the models, or at least turn it to snowfall, so we don't got to worry about anything right now. So if I turn on the tropical warnings, I know they had tropical storm watches. Maybe I need to switch to warnings for this to work. I know they had tropical storm watches in effect here. But turn on all these things here. I don't know. It's not popping up here anyways, but still I think we do. Let's see here. Pretty sure it's the Idalia. Yeah, there we go. Yep, tropical storm warnings are in place here. I'm going to bring this over here to you guys. Oh, I did something now. There we go. So that's the current track of it. Obviously, that yellow area, that's the wind field currently. So that's like where the tropical storm force winds are right now. Like I said, it's not a tropical storm at the moment. Right now, it's not a tropical storm anymore, but it still has the characteristic. The winds are still in the tropical storm force. This thing's actually set to become a tropical storm again, actually tomorrow. It's going to become a tropical storm again. And obviously kind of track its way up to the north here. And obviously what goes up after that is unknown, but it does go post-tropical again, and obviously, works its way more to the north, then becomes a depression. But anyways, yeah, you can see that little area right there. I'm going to try to zoom in a little bit more here for you. I know it's zooming in pretty far. Oop, what'd I do now? Hold on a minute, y'all. Kind of have a bit of technical problems. There we go. So if I zoom in real close, that blue area, that's Bermuda. That's Bermuda right there. You can see the blue is equivalent to tropical storm warnings. So the blue is tropical storm warnings. And you can see how obviously Bermuda's in that. But the wind field is absolutely massive absolutely massive. I mean, you can really just see the sheer size of the tropical storm force winds to the tiny island of Bermuda. So they got a lot of tropical storm force winds to go on from here. Let's see here. Troy says, thank you for your coverage on Idalia. You're very welcome, Troy. You're very, very welcome. Like I said, I was glad to be here for you guys. That was a heck of a long stream. 7.5 hours we did coverage on it. I told you guys I would be there. We were there from the beginning, as soon as I first seen it pop up on the models, to when it made landfall, which is crazy. Let's see here. Franklin's out there lurking, day 20 or something. Yeah, no, Franklin's been a thing for a while. Let's see here. I think it's, let's see here. Is this still a hurricane? It was a hurricane earlier still. I think it was a Cat 1 earlier. I don't know if it's still a hurricane or not. I think it is. Oh, no, it's post-tropical, but it's still... Oh, wow, it actually strengthened a bit. So it has equivalents to a hurricane. So what I mean by that is it has hurricane force winds still in it, but it's not considered a tropical system anymore because it's past the line to where it just becomes a strong low-pressure system. So obviously, like I said, I mean, there is still hurricane force winds in it, don't get me wrong. And the yellow is the tropical storm force winds, that little red-orange area, that's hurricane force winds. Like I said, it still has characteristics of a hurricane, yes, but it's passed into cooler waters now, and it's non-tropical at the moment. Let's see here. Franklin's a trooper. It really is. It is crazy. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and bring you guys back over here to the satellite. Yeah, that's what I wanted to look at real quickly. Here's the remains of Idalia. You can just see it's a little ball of convection right over Bermuda right now. That's it. That's the remain of Hurricane Idalia. It's not a hurricane anymore, but it's still tropical storm equivalent. You can still see that rotating pressure, or that rotating area of low pressure right there. So that's that. We have ourselves Franklin. Franklin obviously does not really look very healthy anymore. Franklin looks like a big blob of mess at the moment. Franklin's still having hurricane force winds, but like I said, sustained winds of around 80 miles an hour at that central low. But you can see it's not really producing much more thunderstorm activity in it right now. It's because it's moving into those cooler waters. So the development is not really so good out there. Then we work our way out here to the full wide Atlantic here. We're going to try to move to, let's see here. Let's try to move East Atlantic. There we go. Yeah, that's the big boy we're watching right there. So you see that big blob of thunderstorms popping up? That, my friends, that's what's going to be our problem down in time. That's going to be our issue we need to be looking at here for later on. Like I said, that's where the models, pick up on the intensity here and have this thing tracking west. I mean, yeah, we got this little guy out here too. This one does have a shot at forming, I think. Let's see. We're going to hop you guys over here. I think it might be depression right now, actually. Let's see, I forgot which system. There's just so many systems going on right now, y'all. It's hard to keep up with every single one of them anymore. So let's go and bring you. So remember this guy. So that's the one we're looking at there. We're going to hop you guys back over here to the main screen. So that is, yeah, that's this guy. Actually about to become a tropical storm, believe it or not. Let's see. It's going to be, it looks like a short-lived tropical storm, then just kind of dying out, goes to tropical depression, and it goes post-tropical. Yeah, doesn't look like the life expectancy on this storm is too high. Looks like this guy's just going to kind of fade out here. Not really do too much. Right now, it's, once again, just shy north of the Cabo Verde, which, I mean, the Cabo Verde Islands, or the Cape Verde, same thing. Those areas out there, these island chains are probably going to feel those thunderstorms from this new tropical wave that's heading off the west coast here. I mean, like I said, west coast of Africa. That's the big boy we got to be watching for, down in time. And like I said, a lot of the models have this thing, really kicking up back in intensity. I'm going to go ahead and bring you guys back over here to the models. Whenever it comes to it here, like I said, if we hop over to the North Atlantic here, obviously, like I said, that system's right off the west coast of Africa. This thing tracks its way down in time. You can see it rapidly develops into something pretty gnarly, and it goes its way just to the north, just shy to the north of the Lesser Antilles. And like I said, once again, with the European model's perspective on this as well, go ahead and track down to the latest full run. There you go, showing the same thing, just shyly to the north of the Lesser Antilles. We take a look here at the CMC model. Once again, just shyly to the north of Lesser Antilles. So you can see there's a bit of a pattern here. It seems like those models are, actually pretty decent on agreeing the fact that this thing will just continue moving west here, grab a little bit of a turn, It should, as of right now, is expected to just pass to the north. There is still time. There is still time for changes, though. Obviously, like I said, the storm's like right in here. The storm's like right in here right now. It's got a long way to go before even coming anywhere near like the U.S. mainland or anything. Like I said, this thing will continue to track its way here to the west. Oh, didn't mean to bring that down a little bit. Will continue to track its way down here to. Gosh dang, I cannot draw right. Track its way to the west here, and it could either go out to sea, which would have some tidal issues with the U.S. maybe. Or it could, unfortunately, maybe it could just continue going west. It's still a lot of unknowns right now. Still a lot of unknowns. Will any hurricane hit North Carolina? As of right now, we're not expecting any hurricane to hit North Carolina. There's no hurricane in the forecast for anywhere in the U.S. right now. But like I said, if this was to actually develop what the models are saying, this would be the next one. This would be the next one. Let's see here. And then the next name is Lee. Gotcha. Is it Lee? So, let's see. I don't think this one will become Lee, because I think we have another guy that's ahead of it. I think this one just north of the Cape Verde could take that name. Because we got ourselves Gert. Yeah, Gert was killed, and then it got redeveloped. It came back, resurrected, came back from the dead here. Obviously, we're expecting Idalia, however you want to say it. It's going to redevelop into a tropical storm. Right now, it is currently post-tropical, but it's going to redevelop back into a tropical storm here as it passes throughout Bermuda. And like I said, obviously, we have this guy out here. This is Franklin, which, like I said, currently still has hurricane force winds, but it's just a strong low pressure system right now. It's not really anything, too crazy. Of course, we got ourselves, we looked at Gert here. That's the new area we're watching. Once again, the other system's right over here, over Western Africa. Going to track just through the south of the Cabo Verde, more than likely. Track its way to the west and continue going on from there. We'll have to see how it plays out. Let's see here. Mary says, all right, Andrew, I got to go get a snack. Okay, sounds good. Mom of an Angel says, hi from North Carolina. What's up? Hope you're doing good. Glad to have you here. Gud says, hey, what's up, Gud? Hope you're doing good. Let's see here. Just a random guess if it develops. My personal opinion, where could I see it going? Like I said, there's a lot of unknowns, but if you want to know, like obviously what I personally think, I think it could steer out to sea, because it looks like that there might be in play, depending on some models here. We're going to hop you guys back over here. It looked like there could be in play maybe a frontal boundary to help keep it off. You can see right here. Obviously, this is, once again, really far down in time. This is, more than likely going to change. But like I said, there could be another low-pressure system to swing its way up here to the east. That could be knocking a cold front across the U.S. East Coast at the time being, which could reflect it, could help keep the system away from the U.S. coast. So that would be obviously the best-case scenario, too, is this thing, obviously, maybe going back out to sea here. But even if it does that, it could become a problem, first of all, for Bermuda, because Bermuda's out there. Or it could, obviously, in terms of that as well, could cause some, tidal issues. Like I said, obviously surges could be, or not surges. I keep on saying surges. Not surges, but rip currents. Rip currents could be a problem. Bigger waves and stuff like that. Let's see here. Either that storm becomes the next Franklin, or it will be another Florida hitter like Idalia. Pretty much, yeah. I mean, I hope not. Hope not. I mean, but like I said, anything's possible with the system right now. I mean, for what we do know, what we have a pretty good grip on right now is the fact that this system more than likely will remain, kind of just track its way up here, kind of in a path like this. Kind of work its way towards the west here. Obviously being the cross portions maybe of the, the Lesser Antilles, expected to, for the most models, expected to be just to the north here of the Lesser Antilles, which, like I said, there's still a little bit of unknowns. Do I think it could hit Florida? Once again, it's not a ruled out probability, but it is at the moment unknown. It is unknown at the moment. Like I said, I see this happening in either one or two ways. Like I said, there's two ways I see this popping off here. First of all, this thing could ride out to sea, good possibility. Actually, probably three ways this could play out here. Another one is it could get pretty close to the U.S., maybe cause some problems. Or another way, which would be the most impactful way, which hope it does not do this, but it could continue to the west, either hitting Florida or going into the Gulf. That could be a possible scenario too. Like I said, there's at this point, past this point, we don't know what's going to happen. It's as simple as that. We do not know what's going to happen. Let's see here, it just says I think it's going to hit the east coast of Florida. Let's hope not. Let's hope not. Like I said, they just got hit by Idalia or Idalia, however you say it. Let's hope it stays out to sea. You can see like the GFS I was talking about shows that frontal boundary rolling through, and the extended run has this thing going back out to sea. Like I said, I mean, once again, at this point, I do not like looking this far out in the models. I mean, I really only like looking, like at most the first 5 days or so. I mean, even at this point, this is about 5 days out is when it starts kicking out here. So, yeah, it's gonna need to be monitored here. Let's see here. Let's see, I'm in Florida, East Coast. It better not. Yeah, I hope not. Don't want it to. Definitely don't want it to. Let's see, I'm in Florida September 13th. Last year I was going September 28th. We know what happened that day last year. Oh, yeah. Yep. It's crazy. Let's see here. Severe weather is approaching soon, and it's almost autumn. Right now, actually, in terms of the severe weather, there's really not too much happening right now. Here, I'm going to go bring you guys back over here to my main screen real quickly. There's really not too much going on right now. I mean, for today, we got a little risk out there across the west, for western Utah, portions here of western Arizona, obviously eastern Nevada and eastern California, south central Idaho as well. Is in this little marginal risk out there. No tornado chance, 5% chance for damaging winds, and there's no shot for hail. There was a hail chance earlier, but that's been dropped in the latest outlook. So it's just a little wind threat. But here's tomorrow. There's nothing on the run for tomorrow. I mean, just a few thunderstorms across the south, maybe some up north towards, Wisconsin. The conditions are actually favorable for severe weather up here in Wisconsin. The only problem I see being an issue is the cap, which could be preventing these thunderstorms from happening in the first place. Depending on the environment, I would not be surprised if it does show itself to become more, problematic for thunderstorm activity. We could see a risk be issued for Wisconsin. It's possible. We'll see. Anyways, but then for day 3 here, which this will be on Sunday, obviously still nothing on the works here. Then the next couple of days, yeah, predictability is just too low. So right now, there's really no severe weather that's expected. It's honestly kind of quiet in the severe weather spectrum. I did not mean to do that. I completely closed my program here. But anyways, like I was saying here, it's obviously a bit unknown for the tropics right now. Like I said, there's a lot of tropical activity. It's a bit unknown for the for the direction of this system. But in terms of the severe weather, like I said, it's obviously a little bit unknown, or a little bit slow as well at the moment, essentially. Let's see here. We need rain in Wisconsin. You might get it tomorrow. You might. I mean, like I said, there's the conditions seem favorable for severe weather tomorrow. Maybe we'll see. Is it expected to be a major hurricane? So once again, okay. So here's what we think. I think it could become a pretty decent sized hurricane. I think it could. Reason is because there's a lack of wind shear. It looks like there's not much winds that are interacting with the storm to really kind of kill it off. So it's going to have its structural integrity together still. It's also, we're going to also be having ourselves in a lot of warm waters. It's already in place, so 2 out of 3 things needed, and a lot of moisture. Seems like this thing holds a bunch of moisture here. If I'm going to bring you all over here to the humidity levels, you can see a big massive moisture just rolls its way across. Oh wow, look at that. That could encounter some dry air as it works its way towards the Lesser Antilles, but it looks like it just punches right through it though, keeping enough moisture. According to the GFS, that could be a problem. That could be a problem. That could be something to watch out there for. It looks like it wraps in some dry air there for a little bit. But like I said, it doesn't really have too many limiting factors on it. I think it could definitely become a pretty interesting system here. What's the only possible thing that can steer it off the heat dome and bring rain? Well, like I said, we got ourselves a bit of high pressure right now that's in place across the U.S. East Coast right now at the moment. As this little system rolls its way through, a low pressure system is a possible scenario. Could kick its way across Canada, cold front rolling through, and it could just knock the system back further out into the Atlantic. But this thing, that'll be coming really close to Bermuda at that point. So, you know, you know that Florida's going to get sideswiped. Yeah, we don't know that. We really don't know that at the moment. Can't say that right now, but we can say that this thing will more than likely become a, you know, probably a decent hurricane. Yeah. Like I said, all the models here, you know, like the GFS, the European ECMWF, and, you know, like the CMC model and all of them. I mean, like, so you can see they show the system actually, you know, becoming a pretty decent hurricane here. Yeah, look at that. I think it's rapid development. So you can see there's that disturbance, that little tropical wave rolling off the west coast of Africa. Tracks its way to the west here, picks up some strength, and then it works its way closer and closer to areas of land here. Let's see here. Teresa says, "Good evening, Andrew. I have watched you while you were watching, or wait, I have watched you while you were watching Idalia become Cat 4. I had logged in about 45 minutes just before you declared a Cat 4. I had noticed your last name. I know. Oh, all right. Well, glad you're here. Hope everything's all right. Let's see here. As long as school. Okay, you're ready. Can't. Okay. Starduster says, like and share this live. Thank you, Starduster. Really appreciate it. Let's see. This is off topic, but is my last name German? Yes, it is. I am part German, I guess. Or I am part German. My roots go back to the, you know, back in Germany, back in like the early 1900s. Yep, early 1900s. But I've been in the U.S. my whole life. Let's see here. But anyways, regardless, yeah, a bit off topic. But like I said, yes, definitely does have, you know, it definitely is something that we need to be looking out there. What's 12L? Wait, what was 12? Wait, what? What's 12L here? We got a 12L. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. 12L is this guy out here. I was about to say. I don't know. Did not know what 12L was. Here's 11L. Interesting. Yeah, like I said, there's a lot of storms right now. A lot of storms. Let's see here. Let's see. Will Iowa get rain soon? Let's look. So we don't really have any major systems that's forecasted. Let's see. You said for Iowa, right? It looks like we could have a little disturbance, a little low pressure system, maybe rolling through for like September 5th into the U.S. You kind of see that there. Little low pressure system according to GFS here. Could kick its way off. Otherwise, it's mostly a big old heat dome still. Like I said, it's mostly still a big old heat dome overall. See, Texas 100 degrees every day. Yeah, no, it's terrible. It's terrible. Unfortunately, it's probably going to be that way for a while too. You can see the anomalies. So basically, what you're looking at here is the red and these like darker colors here. This indicates warmer than normal temperatures, and the blue indicates cooler than normal. So you can see how, obviously, a lot of the country is on fire right now. A lot more warmer than usual. Yep, that's kind of a thing. Let's see here. Luckily, weakened to a Cat 3. It was no longer Cat 4 during the recycling phase. Yeah, it made that. It went through that eyewall replacement cycle. It was sustained of 130 as it got really close. I mean, it was like right next to. Yeah, it was like right off the coast here of Florida. It was still a really powerful hurricane. It only lost like 5 or 10 miles an hour before reaching its way over Florida. Could have been a lot worse. But the surging, that was a big problem. It caused a lot of problems. It definitely did. Aiden says, what places will get hit by any tropical storm? Like I said, we don't really know right now the exact areas which will be impacted, but we do know the fact that there is, potentially a pretty decent, maybe even hurricane. I think this thing could become a pretty decent hurricane that could get really close here, a little too close to my liking, towards the Lesser Antilles and towards the Caribbean here. What happens after that is very much unknown. What we do know, like I said, obviously this thing, is just off the west coast of Africa. We'll track its way to the east here, continue eastward, then you just go north of that. Like I said, obviously the CMC model supports that same exact possibility, just remaining to the north. This model actually supports a few other tropical waves as well, potentially. Which is definitely pretty interesting. shows like another round of just like tropical, a big tropical wave pattern here. A couple tropical systems according to this model, but that's like the only model that supports it. Yeah, the GFS only supports the one. The CMC supports 3 of them, and the European model supports. Let's see here. Latest one shows, yeah, maybe just one system here. Maybe another area of low pressure out there towards Cabo Verde at some point. Like I said, that's that. That is that overall. But like I said, I mean, yeah, regardless, you can see just how close it gets to, just how close it gets to the Lesser Antilles. So once again, that's the European model. There's the GFS model, still showing the same thing, and the CMC model is right there as well. So, yeah. And like I said, considering the environment that it's in, we'll likely see rapid development out of the system here. There's not much wind shear, it doesn't look like. It looks like wind shear is not that strong, meaning that it won't rip apart the storm, essentially. Like I said, it will not rip apart the storm from what it looks like in the beginning cycle, anyways, the beginning to middle cycle of the system. It does not look like wind shear is going to be much of a problem. It also looks like there's going to be a lot of warm waters, which we already know that. There's a lot of warm waters that's supportive of this tropical development. That's not an issue either. And a bit of moisture, a lot of moisture associated with this low pressure system here. It will be in place here. Like I said, there is a bit of problems that could arise, maybe due to dry air down in time. You can kind of see right here. I mean, this is for like September 7th. This is still, a while away. But you can actually see here that, right around September 7th, September 8th, it looks like there's a lot of dry air that maybe could wrap its way around the system here, which could, maybe choke it out a little bit, maybe cause it to, maybe weaken substantially, maybe a little bit. But the GFS says no, it's just going to plow straight through that dry air with no issues. So that's the only limiting factor I really see at the moment, is, for the potential of this thing to rapidly weaken is the dry air, as you can see right there, just wrapping right around the cyclone. That's the only thing I see that could really stop this system immediately. Why do I keep on accidentally grabbing soundings? Let's see here. Did I see the video of the tornado flipping the car? Yes, I did. That was really crazy. I retweeted that on my Twitter. Yep, that was quite scary. They got I think it was near Charleston, actually. Near Charleston. Yep. Let's see here. But that wind damage was quite significant. What, from Idalia? Idalia? Yeah, no, it was a pretty significant event, that's for sure. I mean, like I said, I'm just glad that I was able to be here for y'all. I mean, the thing rapidly strengthened by the time it reached Florida. I love how the GFS pass track shows this thing at 960s millibars, but it got down to like 940. I think 940 millibars is lowest. Pretty sure it was. I mean, it was a pretty big beast. Pretty big beast. Let's see. It's gonna hit Jacksonville. Mark my words, Miami East. Like I said, you can't tell that. There's no way of knowing that. But but overall, let's see here. What is the science behind the rebirth of GERT? So it still remained a pretty decent low pressure system overall. It just rolled into more warmer waters, essentially, which obviously allowed it to redevelop back into more thunderstorm activity. So if you have thunderstorm activity over a cyclone or a low pressure system, that can assure it to get stronger. It kind of ran out of that issue a bit ago. Then obviously it kind of re-kicked its way back up here. Let's see, GERT is eternal. Yeah, no, GERT was it did resurrect itself. It did come back to life. But no, it was dead there for a little bit. It still remained a pretty decent low pressure system, but it's now strong enough again to reach the criteria of tropical activity overall. But yeah, no, for sure, it's definitely kicking back up a little bit. That's for sure. Obviously, we got the rest of Idalia. I'm just gonna call it Idalia. I think that's how you pronounce it overall. But like I said, you can see right there, that's Bermuda. That circle, you can see that circulation going on. Still pretty decent. Like I said, pretty decent, rotation going on with it here. But like I said, you can obviously tell there's a big plume of convection starting to pop back up. As it rolled its way off the U.S. East Coast, here, it basically didn't have too much thunderstorm activity with it, but it seems like it's gained control again back of that. Let's see here. Aiden says, how bad was Idalia when it hit you, and did I see Florida because it was flooded? I'm up in Kentucky right now. It was not anything for me. I got no impacts out of this system. Yeah, I got no impacts out of the system. I'm up here towards Louisville, actually. So this thing just grazed to my east, grazed to the southeast of me. But like I said, I do have a lot of family that lives in Florida. And actually, like I said, I'm moving in with my family here within the next month. Actually, about a little bit more than a month from now. A little bit more than a month from now, I'll be moving with like I said, my family lives down there, but I'm moving in with my family. So I'll be down there soon, but I was not there whenever it happened last time. Last season, though, I was visiting my family down in Florida, and last winter, that's after we had, was it Ian? Yeah, after we had Ian, that was actually the time before we had Nicole. I was down there during Nicole, when it was a Category 1, it slammed the west coast of Florida. It was a tropical storm as it crossed straight through Central Florida. I was out there by Lakeland, so it was literally it went right over us. But it was a tropical storm there. Let's see here. Hurricane Andrew or NWW16. I don't think they're going to be using Andrew anymore. That was quite the crazy storm there. I've always got that nickname. Ian, September 28th. Was it September? I feel like it might have been. Was it October, maybe? Wait, I feel like it was October. Oh, wait, hold on a minute. It was just before I went down to Florida. I went down to Florida twice. I did 2 trips. I remember it was just before I went down the first time. I don't know if that was the first time we went down or the... Okay, you got me worried. You got me, not worried, but you got me wondering now. Let's see here. Let's see. Oh, yeah, September. Huh. I feel it, for some reason, I feel like it was October. But yeah, no, it was September. So then that would have been the first time I went down to visit my family. See, bro is actually Hurricane Andrew. I've had that nickname before, like I said. See here. Am I going to be down there with my family and make it more affordable? No. I just, be closer to my family. So I'm just moving down there with them. Not that not that it's more affordable or anything, but no, it's just what I've been planning on doing, hanging out, being with my family, be closer to it. Because my brother lives down there, my girlfriend lives in Florida, so it just makes sense that I just be down there too. Got no use up in Kentucky, because everybody I know and a lot of my family is between Virginia and Florida. See, it formed in September. Gotcha. Yeah. Yep, I see that. Irma was September, and so was Ian. Like I said, it always seems like the I names are the bad ones, Irma, Ian, Ida, Idalia. So many of them. Let's see here. Let's see. Ian made landfall in October. No, I think it died September 30th. Because I just looked at the dates. But anyways, like I said, guys, once again, the bottom verdict is, y'all, we got to be watching out for this guy. Once again, right now has a 60% chance of formation out there. Let's say 10% chance in the next 2 days. Once again, it has a good shot. So like I said, obviously this thing will pass its way up here to the, more than likely will remain its way just shyly to the north of the Lesser Antilles. So have I experienced a hurricane? Yes, I've experienced a couple of them. I've had Hurricane Sandy. I used to live in Virginia. I had Hurricane Sandy back in 2012 it was. I had Idalia, or not Idalia, Nicole. I just been, my brain's been tuned into Idalia for too long. Not Idalia. I had Nicole. Nicole wasn't too bad. I had Nicole. I had Sandy. I had another one that came up towards Virginia. It was another I name. Was it Isaias? I think something how you say that. I don't know. I'm terrible with the names. But I've had a couple tropical cyclones. Overall. Let's see. Would I want to fly in the eye of a hurricane? If I had a choice from the hurricane hunters, I probably would take it. That would be pretty cool. That's actually something I would like to do. That would be pretty neat. To go up and to fly in the eye. I mean, it's gonna be quite a ride. But yeah. Mary says, got to go injured. I forgot to tell you, I don't need my arm cast anymore. Cool. I'm glad that you're healing all right, Mary. yeah, like I said, we're probably going to head off here as well here pretty soon, guys. We've been live here for almost an hour. So I feel like we got the update out there once again. There's another system out here in the EPAC, or the Eastern Pacific, we need to be watching. It's a possibility. A really good shot this thing could develop here in the next week or so. Really no shot of developing in the next 2 days. It's expected to happen later on. Does not look like there's going to be many impacts out of this guy. Let's go ahead and see. We're going to hop y'all over here to the models out there in the East Pacific. So, yeah, the GFS model has this thing, let's see, tracking its way down in time, developing and then just kind of fizzling out. Really no issues there. Like the European model on this one as well. Let's see, we're going to actually drop down and run. Has this guy taking off, possibly another hurricane. Yeah, like I said, it doesn't look like there's going to be too many impacts out of the system here. Let's see here. The biggest storm for Virginia quite a while was Isabel. Stalled out, dumped a ton of water on already saturated ground, caused a ton of flooding and power outages, says Joyce. Wow, what year was that? What year was that? Let's see here. Therese says, let's see, you take care, Andrew. Have a good Friday night break. You as well. Yeah, my brother's actually flying up from Florida tomorrow, so I'm going to be able to see my brother tomorrow for 1 day. For 1 day. Let's see, so many memories of everyone dragging out barbecue grills, trying to use up freezer food. Our power was out for 12 days. Wow, dude. That's crazy. That's crazy. Will it hit Florida? It's still not ruled out, but right now we just don't know. We don't know. This thing could get, this thing could be, it could go out to sea. It could ride up near the East Coast, or it could maybe track over Florida, maybe even to the Gulf. We'll see. Like I said, there's a lot of unknowns right now. There's a lot of unknowns still. This live stream was just to let you guys know that there is a system that we are watching. And right now it seems like the common ground is this thing will just barely pass just to the north of, just barely to the north here of the Lesser Antilles. That's the European model. The GFS model has this thing doing pretty much the exact same thing, just barely to the north here. Let's see. How powerful was Hurricane Ian last year? It did get up to Cat 5 at one point, I'm pretty sure. But it was a Category 4 as well on landfall. Pretty sure. Let's see here. But anyways, that's that. And just remember, guys, like I said, we are now in, obviously, September. We're now here in September. So that means this next upcoming week and the week after, that's the peak of hurricane season. We're coming real close to the peak here. We're coming real close. Ian was a Category 5. Yeah, it was a Cat 5 just before landfall. I think it made landfall as a Cat 4, though. Let's see, 2001, I think. Oh, wow. It's only Cat 1 or 2 at landfall, but it got, let's see, plumbed in the, in the coastal VA. Oh, gotcha. Or pummeled. Did I say plumbed? Is that even a word? Pummeled, yeah. No, I would have been -1. I would have been not alive. Non-existent. But yeah, no, it's crazy. We don't really get too many of them across the Mid-Atlantic because they usually either steer out to sea or they just go south of us. Meteorological fall. Oh yeah, that's true. The 1st of September. I think the 21st usually in the month. I think it's the 21st is when we actually have real fall. Right now it's still summer. It's still late summer right now. We're in late summer. Meteorological is today. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Yep. See, September, October are usually nasty in terms of tropics. Yeah. Yep. Because October is usually the downfall. Obviously we have August. August is pretty bad too. August, September, October. Those are like the big hurricane months here. Will it hit California? No. It won't hit California. That it will not. No, California, like I said, that hasn't happened in so long before Hillary. That was literally like, last time that happened, I think was in the 1930s. So, will I see a Category 4 landfall on Outer Banks? No, probably not. Probably not. All right, you guys. Well, I tell you what, we're going to go ahead and head off here, y'all. Once again, I appreciate all of y'all being here and hanging out with us here for, here for today. Let's see. I don't know if I can stream tomorrow. I don't think I will be able to stream tomorrow because my brother's coming in tomorrow. Next time I'd be able to stream is on Sunday. So I'll do another stream, y'all, for Sunday. We'll obviously, give you guys an update on Sunday here for the tropics and everything like that. But yeah, let's see here. Joyce says, love your channel and coverage. Thank you. So happy to see you growing. See, have a great weekend. You as well, Joyce. Thank you so much for the kind words. Greatly appreciated. See here. Tropical storm Idalia is hit us with so refreshing wake up on the first on a fall day. It's cooling down. It's actually still alive right now. I don't know if you knew that. It's hitting Bermuda right now. Let's see here. Ian was thought to be 155, but months later they reevaluated. It was 160, which is low in Cat 5. Oh wow! Holy cow! So it was a Cat 5. They just determined it later on. I remember when you said update. Yeah. Let's see here. Alexander says, thank you for informative coverage, and you're very welcome. You're very, very welcome. You're so welcome. Papa Smurf with a $2 super chat. Thank you so much, dude. Saying, hey, Andrew, thanks for your continued dedication. You are very welcome. Papa Smurf, that's very sweet of you. I appreciate that. Thank you guys to our donators. Let's see who we had ourselves 2 donators today. We had Troy and Papa Smurf. Thank you guys. Greatly appreciated. I appreciate y'all's love and support. It's greatly appreciated, you guys. Thank you so much. Once again, big shout out goes to you, Papa Smurf and Troy. Thank you, thank you. But anyways, guys, yeah, so we're approaching the hour mark here. Like I said, our updates usually last about an hour when we're live here. But I feel like we covered, I think we covered just about everything we need to know right now. We said everything, everything that we know right now anyways. So, like I said, obviously, whenever it comes to Sunday, like I said, I can't stream tomorrow. When it comes to Sunday, then I will do another update for you guys here, and we'll keep you guys posted. But all right, well, once again, y'all, thank you so much once again to Papa Smurf, greatly appreciated, as well as Troy. Thank you so much. Also, Bone Mama coming in with a tropical storm membership. Thank you so much, guys. Y'all are so sweet. I appreciate it. See, Aiden says I love your channel. Thank you, Aiden. Very, very sweet of you. But Bone Mama, thank you so much for becoming a tropical stormer on the channel. Greatly appreciated. But all right, you guys, well, you all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your night. So we're gonna go ahead over here to the ending screen. The stream's gonna head off here in about 2 minutes. So like I said, obviously, if you guys have anything you want to, like I said, if y'all have any more questions, join our Discord. We have it down in the description. Also, our Twitter at NWW116_WX. And overall, that's that. Beaumont says, love your channel. You are knowledgeable and sweet. Well, thank you so much. That's very sweet of you. I appreciate it so much, guys. Thank you so much. There it is. Now it's coming in. It's a little bit late. But thank you, Beaumont. Very, very sweet of you. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. All right, you guys. Well, you all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your night. Once again, stream's going to now start counting down here for 2 minutes, and then it will head off here. But all right. Well, you guys, y'all have a great day for the rest of tonight and a great day tomorrow, and we'll catch you guys here for kind of Sunday evening. All right, guys, y'all take care. See you then.